All right, it's Wednesday. I'm not on puppy duty today, so I can get out here and do some stuff. As you can see, I've dug out all the baseboard that I had left from when I did the remodel in the house, or the flooring in the house. So we're going to put baseboard down all around the gym because Tractor Supply had their big mat sale. So those are regular price $60. I got them for $40 a piece. So $540 went down to $360, and I was able to pull it off. So I got all of my gym floor mats today. So what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to go around. We're going to do the baseboards all the way around the gym so we can get those out and in. And then that's it, basically. And then we're going to be moving stuff around to clean up from the job site. As you can see, I've already got my bike stuff in here. The stuff that survived the fire, that's gym related, i.e. my iron weights, my iron weight plates for the vest. I got the stuff that I ordered, my new bike, the trainers in here. The mountain bike that survived the fire is here. And we're going to just, start piecing things together now. So it can be a lot of in and out footage. Today will be, of course, GoPro footage of me bending over a lot and pinning stuff against the wall. So hopefully this goes quick, and then we can get this all unloaded and get it set up and then have an end product for today. Otherwise, it'll just be more baseboard tomorrow. But, yeah, I've been itching to get out here, so let's get after it. 6:30 Wednesday, I'm done. And as you can see, we have flooring. The gym is starting to look like a gym. All the baseboards are in. I even got trim around the door. So it's all trimmed out. Baseboards all around. Sorry, I can't see that stuff because I got stuff in the way. But yeah, we're all trimmed out. All we're waiting on now is the garage door. And this thing is done. The gym area will be complete until I save up my pennies. Start putting stuff in it. So we'll build a bike. Once the garage doors are in, we'll build the new bike. We'll get the trainer set up with the compooper. And we'll get on the Ruvi, or I don't know if I'm going to do my whoosh, Ruvi or Zwift again. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, now we're just waiting on the garage doors. And it is what it is. There's a lot of little projects around here that have been negated that I need to work on. I got to fix gates. I've got to redo fence and mount another the gate again for Ange and the maternity ward. I got to get all this material out of the middle of the road so we can start utilizing that access again. And I also need to do the back wall on Angie's barn, which I have promised her for a while now. I want to get it done before winter sets in because she's going to have kidding soon. And I want to make sure that it's as secure as possible. We're going to do an additional area on her barn, I think, to make it even more weatherproof for her. So lots of projects, no shortage of content, that's for sure. And there's no shortage of things for me to do and to get done. But this is a pretty big milestone, so I'm excited about that. I'm glad I caught the sale. I'm glad I got the email. So, done deal. All right, on to the next. Well, good morning. It is Saturday, 8:45 in the morning. Slept in, had some breakfast. Now I got my coffee. And this will probably be the last video of the shop rebuild for a while because can't do anything until we get the garage doors in and funding becomes available again. So once the garage doors come in, of course, we'll do another intro, time-lapse, outro for that. But it's time to switch gears and start getting into farmstead, homestead maintenance again. I've got a lot of projects that we got to work on. We've got to replace the whole gate that was behind the shop area. When it burned down, we took all the fencing out because it was just in the way and making a mess of things. I've got my small lumber yard still sitting out here that I have to get into my storage area and organized and set up. I've got to do Angie's barn. We got a back wall we've got to build and put tin up on like I did the other three. And then there's another project on the barn that I'd like to try and get knocked out for her. There's fence repair that needs to be done. There's always something to be done around here, but I have not been doing it because I've been focusing on building this structure. So now that the structure is built and basically done, I have no excuse other than, finding my tools and getting myself organized so I can function out of here properly. That will come with time because I'm not 100% sure where everything's going to live. But today we're going to bring in a big shelf that I have hiding in my lean-to area that I'm going to use for said storage so I can get tools off the floor and I can utilize the open space and walk around again. I brought the majority of my mechanic tools in. My air compressor is in here. The job site saws are all in here. And then all the hardware and fasteners that I've accumulated since the rebuild started. But there's still a lot of other things that need to be brought in here, organized, and put into a spot where they can be utilized correctly. So today will be the start of that. Once we get that in here, get some of these tools off the floor, we're going to switch gears and we're going to head out to Angie's barn. And then I'm going to start a whole nother video on that, so you can see what we're doing out there, because now we're going to be switching from building to building. All right, so let's go. right, it's only 9:40 and a little job is done. So now I have a floor again in my shop and it is now somewhat of a functional space. That was the goal of today. Hi, Baba. Yeah. So that's going to basically be it for the build until the garage doors show up. This will be the last video until, like I said, the garage door shows up. But as far as like the rebuild goes, it's done. It's built. I've got power. I've got a roof. It's insulated. Drywall's done. Everything's working. And now it's just slowly moving everything in, cleaning everything up outside, and starting on the projects that I've been neglecting for the past, what month is this? May, June, July, August. We're basically into September. So for the past 4 months, while I've been building this by myself. So now I'm gonna take all the footage from Wednesday and today, because that's basically the only 2 days of footage I have, compile those, put those into a video for you guys, get that out, and that'll be episode 14, week 14 of the rebuild. And I think once the garage doors come in and we get those installed, that'll be the last video for the rebuild playlist series. And we're gonna switch back to our normally scheduled programming, which will be basically yard maintenance. And eventually, once the garage doors are in, I'm going to order an adjustable weight bench, because it doesn't look like any of the companies I've reached out to give two poops about a small indie YouTube channel guy that lost his shop gym to a fire. They don't care. So that doesn't surprise me. It was worth a shot. Anytime you can always try. You never just say, oh, they'll never say anything. So we're gonna get an adjustable bench first. Once I get the adjustable bench, I can actually start doing some workouts, because I do have my dumbbells. I have adjustable dumbbells. We'll get the bike trainer set up. We'll get the computer set back up. I gotta build a desk table top thingy-majig for that. I gotta get the internet out here. I do have the signal or the Wi-Fi receiver for out here. That's another project I gotta deal with. A lot of little things. So yeah. If you stuck with me this long during the rebuild, I thank you. I'm going to have one more, maybe 2 videos left in the series doing the garage doors. And then we're going to be back to doing farmstead stuff. We're going to be back to doing workouts, bike rides. My dad's getting a new bike as well. So hopefully once the 2 of us get back into shape and get our time in the saddle, we will be doing fondos together around California. So look forward to that. So yeah, thanks. We'll see you in the next one.